Welcome to Smooth as Fast. We're lucky today to have Ric Prado with us today on our this is the real first show with a guest that we've done. So welcome to the show, Rick, and thanks for being here with us.
Thank you, I'm honored.
Today we're going to talk about our cigar, which is a Prado,
a
Patron, and we also have Rick has brought a couple of books.
And
bourbon for us to enjoy. First of all, Rick's book is Black Ops, and it's been out for what now? About 7-8 months?
No, 4 years.
4 years.
Yep.
Wow, I didn't know that.
New York Times bestseller, number 8, and it sold over 100,000 copies. So
Wow, I can't wait to read it.
Your wife says you do spend a lot of time in the dark.
I do. It's more than you know. So anyway, I appreciate you being here, and I thank you for everything. I met Rick in 2004. Yeah, it was actually, I think we met first in Amman, and then
That's right. No, that was a landing point.
Yeah, and then we took off and went into Baghdad together.
Now, were you guys? Was this while you were in the army, or
This was
when you were with the
Blackwater.
company?
This was with Blackwater.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
So you guys were working with Marty at the time.
yes, Marty gave me a call and said, "Hey, we need you over here to work on something. Could you come?"
Oh, nice.
And I said, "Yeah." So over I went. And when I met you, I told you, I said, when he calls, I usually come. Fact.
You can't say no to Marty.
Right. It's tough. And then I saw Rick and Eric Prince in Amman. We had drinks and dinner a couple times, and then they took off. Or I can't remember who went in first, but we linked up again back in Baghdad. Yeah,
Nice.
at the team house. It was a pretty good time.
Good days.
Yep, couple days. So, what do you say we start with getting...
I'm waiting to open the bourbon.
Okay.
And I want to get a cigar.
Well, first, let me give you guys...
let's do the books first.
All right.
This is for you. It's dedicated to you. And this one's dedicated to you.
Oh, thank
You're
you,
a gentleman.
My pleasure.
Thank you, sir.
I'd love to give you. I already gave you the coin. Normally we give you a coin, but I already gave you the coin.
I got it in my pocket.
So, can I ask you a quick question? First, let's go ahead and get into the cigars because I'm famished.
I'll get the drinks poured.
Okay, good.
Go ahead.
I think we got the cutter. Rick, I'm gonna let you go ahead and cut your cigar first. Guests always go first.
Guess first.
Normally, if a lady was going, let the lady go first, but since you're a guest, I'll let you go first.
Good?
Yep, that's plenty.
May I, sir?
Please. Yeah, we put mine in the glass you can't see, so I need a little more. Thank you. My back's hurting, so that's my pain medication. Oops.
Yeah, I'm hoping this kicks in.
Yeah.
Oh, that's definitely gonna kick in. He filled mine right to the brim.
Right. Well, this is a 94 proof.
Thank God I have a self-driving car.
I think it's 94.
94 or 96?
Tell us
96.
a little bit about the bourbon before we go into the book.
Yeah, this is 4 friends of mine. These guys are from 4 different branches. One is a Navy SEAL, SEAL Team 6 kind of guy. One was Air Force, another one was a Green Beret, and the other one is a Force Recon guy.
Really? What with second or?
I don't know. I don't know off the top of my head. Rick, which is the Marine, he lost one of his best friends in combat, and he came up with the ethos for the company being sip to remember, don't drink to forget. And a lot of the proceeds.
Go back. Sympto.
Sip to remember, don't drink to forget.
I love that. I gotta write that. I love that.
Let's do a sip.
It's the God's ears. Salute to Rick and to the 4
4 branches.
Yeah,
4 branches.
It's good stuff.
Ooh, that is nice.
It's very nice. You know, when they came to me with the bourbon, they wanted me to help them out. Obviously, these are all friends of mine. Most of the time with the agency also. And I told them, I said, the only caveat is I got to like it. And boy, I tasted it, and it just literally explodes in your mouth. You know,
Yeah.
that aftertaste is just, And for a 96 proof is extremely smooth.
Yeah, great selection. I'm glad. I mean, I heard of it. I've never tasted it before, and I agree. It is very smooth. Very smooth. A little bit of a kick too.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Which is needed.
Well, that's the idea.
So what do you think of this cigar?
This is fabulous. I mean, you know, Padron makes incredible cigars. I have history with Nicaragua anyway, so I know a little bit about him. And the stuff that they make is just top of the line.
Yeah.
They have the best cigars out there.
Well, Pete was at his other office, and I got a text from him with a picture of a table, and he said, and it was these guys set up there, and he said, I wish you were here. I said, me too.
Yeah, missing out on the good stuff.
So, Pete, did they gave you a box of these?
Yeah, they gave me a box. So I met with the Padron family, and what an incredible cigar! I had this for the first time when I was over at the club. I mean, I've been smoking Padron for a long time.
Huh.
But when I met with the family, the two grandsons, and I actually think it's grandsons or the great grandsons, I'm wanting to think, but they're in Nicaragua right now for their 30th anniversary. 30th anniversary there, not 30th anniversary. This is the 40th anniversary cigar, but they're having this big event there. Otherwise, they'd be here at this with us.
Right.
And they were gracious enough to give me these cigars, and what an incredible smoke.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, thank them for me next time.
I shall. I shall.
Very
And,
nice.
so you guys are the beneficiary. You're each taking a few home with you as well.
Yeah.
But, they gave me a full box to smoke, and I've been enjoying them ever since. There's only a few left in the box. Since,
Wow.
Since I've been smoking them every day since.
Yeah, that's what they're for.
Yeah, they are definitely tasty.
Yeah.
You know,
That's about their box press. It's a torpedo.
yeah.
And it's box pressed. They come in two. They come either the natural or the Maduro.
The Maduro.
And I've smoked the Maduro before as well, because I've smoked this before. And I like the natural, but the Maduro after dinner is exquisite.
Huh.
It really is, especially with a bourbon.
Are they boxed as well?
They're box pressed as well. They're
Okay.
both box pressed, but both of them, you can't go wrong.
Oh my God.
Well, I tell you what, this is definitely a treat for sure. And I believe when we were looking these up, they said if you can find them,
If you can find them.
get them.
They run about 30 to 34 bucks a stick.
Wow.
So it's not for the weak at heart.
Right.
You're gonna enjoy
It's a special
it.
event.
Yeah, it's a special event.
Yeah, but Padron has a hell of a line, a lot of good products.
Well,
that
you know,
can choose from.
what's interesting about them is that they come from Nicaragua. All of them are done in Nicaragua. And, you know, people have this thing that, you know, I gotta smoke Cuban. If you really understand it, you won't smoke just Cuban cigars.
Right.
You'll get a better smoke from a Nicaraguan cigar a lot of times than you will a Cuban. It's a better draw, they're better processed, and they have less chemicals in it.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to, in the introductions, I forgot to tell you that Rick is Cuban.
Go figure.
No, it's not that. It's not nothing against
No,
Cuban.
No,
but to your
it's-
point, and this is true, I have smoked Cuban cigars, but I have never bought a Cuban cigar
Really?
because I refuse to put money in Castro's pocket.
Ah.
You know, but I agree with
Unfortunately,
you.
I buy a lot of Cuban cigars, but there's certain ones that I really enjoy. But there's other ones like Padron. The
That's-
only ones that I actually smoke, honestly, are Padron. I love Padron cigars.
And I can see why. I did an experiment once on a cruise, the Cuban cigars versus the Dominican, and with the Cohibas, and I did the Cuban first, and thought it was pretty good. I did that Dominican, and I thought it was better.
Even better. It is. You know, one of the problems they have in Cuba, because things the way they've been forever, is quality control.
Oh,
So you'll
my
get
point.
Yeah, you'll get a box of cigars and you'll throw 3 of them away. 3 will knock your socks off. Oh, this is really, really great. The other ones are okay, and that's the problem. The other problem is that the production, the sales of Cuban cigars exceeds the production by 30%. That means 30% of the Cuban cigars out there are bogus.
They're bogus. They're counterfeit.
Wow.
Yep.
Now, I was just going to say that just before you started that, I'll tell you, The other issue is the counterfeit.
Right.
Right? There's so many counterfeit out there that you don't know if you're getting a real one or not. Now, I happen to support a school down there. And once a quarter, I go down there, and a lot of people give me their old cell phones, their old iPads, a lot of clothes, and we go down there, and we bring down to Cuba all of their cell phones, because they can't get cell phones, they can't get iPads, they can't get anything. So I bring them down there, all of that, and they give me, I don't buy them, they give me all of the like their allotment
Right.
of cigars.
Nice.
Right? And then I bring back, I have to pay the duty, right? I pay the duty tax, but that's all I pay. And they'll give me whatever I want, right? And I bring back Siglo 6, whatever. I don't sell them. I don't, right?
Usually send them home with me for my research.
That's right. But what happens is
It's a good job to have.
It is.
they come back, and if you look at my humidor, it's filled with Cuban cigars.
Yeah.
From gifts from them for bringing them
Right, sure.
all of that stuff, right? But that's
great.
That's
Good
what
for
it
you.
is.
I mean, that's a
It's-
win-win. There's people who are getting helped.
Cheers on that.
Yeah, cheers on that for sure.
100%.
Yeah.
Listen, I believe strongly you can't give back enough.
Amen to that.
When I was in grade school, I went to a Catholic school, and by the way, the Catholic school I went to was named Corpus Christi. I heard you say that earlier.
I was in Corpus Christi. too.
And they had the clothing drive for send to Africa and stuff. And I was like, this stuff never makes it to Africa. And I was in Congo in 07, and I swear to God, there was a high school in Philadelphia. Those kids were standing there with those shirts on.
No shit.
And I was going, hold on. I got to tell y'all, I never thought that stuff made it over here. Of course, they didn't really know what what are you talking about? And so I explained it to them, and they were like, oh yeah, we got it, yeah.
Oh my God, that is incredible.
Yeah, and the other thing is that we had a case of Jack Daniels with us, and we had weight issues at the airport, and I, thinking business first, said, well, let's get rid of the Jack, and everybody looked at me. I went, never mind, I'm sorry, I don't know what I said.
I wasn't thinking.
I wasn't thinking. So when we went into
We'll
that
give her
village,
animal first.
right, we went into that village. We brought rice and a few other things, but that bottle of Jack went to the chief
To the
there,
chief, yeah.
and made him important. He worked with us. Everything was good to go. It was like, man, we could have left the guns. That would have been
Hearts and
better.
minds. Hearts and minds. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Extremely good.
But the draw on this is incredible,
Yeah.
Really well done.
right? And people make a lot of mistakes when they do a torpedo. Is they bite the end of it. If you bite the end of this, you'll
It'll-
freak it up so bad that because if you don't cut this properly and you bite it, you'll screw up the draw,
Huh.
right? Or if you try to, I see people trying to punch the end of it. It won't work. The draw gets
Right.
completely screwed up. You have to cut it.
So Clint Eastwood never used these.
No.
No, when he was.
No.
He smoked the Italian.
Yeah, the spaghetti cigars.
cigars.
Right, so it's all of these, every, this happens to be a 52 ring gauge, right? And it's a 6.5 inch cigar, right? So this is a perfect cigar to enjoy if you're out there talking to your buddies. If you're going to enjoy it for a long time, and it'll carry for a long time. This is one that you'd see F. Lee Bailey smoke in a courtroom, back when you could smoke in a courtroom.
Court from
Do you know what the key was for him? This is a funny story. This is something that'll kick. I don't know if you know the story or not, but F. Lee Bailey used to literally take a paper clip, right, and stick it into the cigar long ways, right, and it would stick all the way through right up to about right here in the cigar, so it wouldn't get all the way in and burn them, right? But what it would do is hold the ash,
Yeah.
and when he would do that was when he was giving his closing argument, right? So listen to this. I'm sorry, not when he was doing it, when the prosecution was giving their closing argument. So they were paying attention to him, not the prosecution, right? So he'd be sitting back doing this,
Had an ash that long.
right? An ash all the way back to here, and the jury right, will be watching the ash, right, waiting for it to fall when the prosecutor
Was giving his
was
argument.
giving the argument. They weren't paying attention
Right.
to the argument. They were paying attention to the ash and waiting for it to fall.
So he
the
really,
whole time.
so he really wasn't a great lawyer. He was just a great cigar smoker.
Well, he was both. He was brilliant. Who would ever think of shit like that?
I think Rick did. He was like, as soon as you started saying, he was
No,
going.
I've heard that people do that, and it's funny
It's
because
like freaking brilliant.
Yeah,
it really is.
absolutely.
It really is.
Absolutely. Yeah, I have not heard that story. But
A buddy of mine who actually knew him told me that story. And he actually was, I don't know if he interned for him or what, but he told me that story. I said, "You're freaking lying." He said, "No, it's a true story."
I bet you
And-
there's photos of him doing that.
And it's like,
Oh,
oh
of
my
course.
God. I couldn't believe they do it. And I could see.
Maybe we
I
ought to
could
try
see
that on the
yours.
show sometime.
Yeah, I would think that'd be fun to do.
You know,
That way we won't pay attention to what we say.
what we call that is a flashbang. You know,
Flash-
you just that's what he was using. He was using a flashbang. Everybody's staring at the ashes, and this other idiot's over here talking. Nobody's listening to him. Man.
I wonder if it's a Swisher Sweets or one of these puppies, you know?
No, he was smoking good cigars.
Yeah, I'll bet he was. I'm sure he was.
Back in the day, man, he made some serious bang.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, he was pretty accomplished.
Yep.
Wasn't he on the OJ?
No, it was a little bit past. You're thinking of oh God, what's the name of the guy you're thinking about? Not F. Lee Bailey, but I know you're thinking about. Pro wasn't F. Lee Bailey. It was a little bit before his time,
No, it was.
but he had some powerhouses on him.
Mm-hmm. And I
Who
guess
was on F. Lee Bailey? Who was on OJ's?
I guess when they stopped allowing him to smoke in the courtrooms is when his business fell off. Well, this is a great choice. Thanks, Pete.
This is incredible.
Oh,
Thank you
thanks
very
for
much.
drawing.
This is a world-class cigar.
Mm-hmm. Who are the lawyers?
What lawyers represented O.J. Simpson?
Your energy. F. Lee Bailey
Yeah.
crushed cross exams.
You're right. F. Lee Bailey was there.
Yeah, every now and then it happens.
No nonsense. Barry check.
Even a broken clock is right twice a day.
Just today. I
That's
just
me.
used that reference the other day.
It's like a broken soldier. Same thing.
Unless you're a military type.
That's right.
And only the right one does.
One time a day.
Harvard prof. Always cerebral. Robert Kardashian. OJ's buddy. More moral support than courtroom style. Read that glove note aloud. Group vibes. Whole crew huddled up.
Damn.
And Shapiro
You were
next to OJ in court. They flipped the
I don't think he lasted the whole trial, though.
racial
No,
bias,
she
bad
said she
evidence.
didn't.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Not guilty. Still debated, but yeah. That's
I tell you, that's probably when they cut out the smoking
It's
in the
right.
courtroom. That's my opinion. No more smoking in the courtroom. Get rid of them.
So there you go. You were right. I was wrong.
Yeah.
It won't be the first time on this show.
No.
It won't be the last.
And God knows I'll have my mess ups too. But I really appreciate you coming in, and I'm really glad to see you again. You know, I thought we were going to do this. When I thought we were going to do this, I shot you a text saying, "Looking forward to seeing you again."
Yeah.
And of course, I said, "Do you like cigars?" He goes, "I'm Cuban." And I went, "Well, I didn't know if I was talking to a bot or not." So
We actually thought you were going to be on the first show. And the inaugural show. And
Happened, but yeah, I apologize for that.
no, it
No,
wasn't
man,
your
I'm-
fault. It was Marty's fault. It's always Marty's
It's
fault.
we're glad you're here.
Marty's not here. It's Marty's fault.
He's not that dirty dog. Well, this worked out anyway. This
Oh, we're all
this is
good.
great. This is perfect.
Actually, because the studio set up a little nicer, we had a chance to go run through another show and try to work out some of the bugs. We're still working on them. Primarily me. This guy's polished, and I'm glad we got to get you in here.
Well, my pleasure, guys. The company is the only thing that exceeds the cigar is the company
Yeah.
and the bourbon, of course.
Well, yeah, it's a great combination. It's a great combination. Maybe we can get you to do it again sometime too.
I'd love to. I'd love
Yeah.
to.
So tell us a little bit more about you.
Oh, Reader's Digest. I was born in Cuba. Lived through the revolution.
In Cuba?
In Cuba, yeah, I was in Cuba. I was 8 years old when Castro took over in '59. Shortly thereafter, about 6 months later, they confiscated my dad's coffee business.
Really?
My grandfather had a tobacco business that also got confiscated. And my father decided, I'm an only child, decided that we needed to leave the country because he didn't want his son living under that kind of a yoke. And, he put his only son on an airplane because they couldn't get out. I was able to get out through the Catholic Church, a program called Peter Pan. And
Excuse me, Peter Pan?
Peter Pan, it was called the Peter Pan program. 14,400 kids were taken out in that particular program. I think it was over 2 or 3 years. And my dad just said, my son is not going to grow up with this kind of indoctrination. And the tipping point was I was in school in Santa Clara, which was called Jose Marti, and my uncle, who was a communist, but blood is thicker than politics, he called my dad up and he says, your son's name is on the list to go to Moscow to go to school out there.
Oh.
And that was it. He took me off the grid. We went to Havana. And it took about 1.5 years to get out, for me to get out. And I ended up in an orphanage in Pueblo, Colorado. If you think Pueblo is a blue-collar town now, you can imagine back in 1962. But they played baseball. They taught me English. And every other week they would take me to a rodeo. And I love horses, so it wasn't bad.
God bless you.
But it was a quick growing up kind of session.
Your dad must have been a pretty strong man.
My dad is the rock of my life. My first hero. It's amazing. He lived with us for the last 5 years of his life in my house, and the stories. And I look back now, I'm going like, I don't feel that I appreciated him enough.
Isn't it amazing how intelligent our parents become as we get older?
Yeah.
Or we get less stupid and understand it better, right?
Yeah.
So, so my parents came out about 6 or 7 months later. It took about a month for me to be able to get back home. We were sub-poverty for the first 3 or 4 years. My mom worked in a sweatshop. My dad loading trucks and mowing lawns. But, within 6 months, when my father got his first job, he said, we're not leaving. This country is where I want to raise my family. This is real freedom. Whatever I build here, nobody's going to take that away. And I think that was...
though, it wasn't free.
It wasn't free. And I think that was... He inculcated in me that debt of honor of understanding that the freedom that we have has a price tag.
Sure.
And we all have paid it.
Amen.
Yeah?
And what's special is that you took that and actually defended it.
Well, it's funny because one of the things that, back to the main line, I joined Air Force Pararescue, which is part of Special Operations.
And most people don't know that the Air Force actually has special operations.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, and they don't appreciate it. And there's some bad motherfuckers.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Marines have the Raiders. SEALs are SEALs. Green Berets are the Armies. Air Force Pararescue and combat controllers are part of the soft community. And of course now Rangers also are part of that SOCOM exercise. So in '71 I went into the pipeline for pararescue. At the time, and actually until fairly recent, the only 2 special operations forces that had to go through scuba school in order to get their Trident or their Beret was pararescue and Navy SEALs. So we've always had a special bond with them because, as you know, yeah, but you wanted to go there. That's the difference.
Marines
Yeah, right.
also. We had to get our bubble.
Right.
Yeah.
So and so that created.
And I think what he just said, I was like, I want to go.
Yeah.
I want to go. I want to go. And they were like, sit down. And these guys had to go. It wasn't
you
like...
could get your beret without going to scuba
Right.
school.
Yeah.
That was the point. But
I understand what you're saying, yeah.
So I went and did pararescue for 2 years active, 4 year, 6 years reserves, and then through some contacts, I got recruited by the CIA in 1981. Early 1981, when Reagan took over.
And how old were you then?
I was 30. I was 30. And for the next 3 years, I slept in a jungle hammock Monday through Friday in the jungles of Nicaragua border there. This is why this has special meaning for me. And you know, I've had a blessed life,
North a
a
little bit.
blessed career, but people ask me, of all the tours and all the ops you've done, and I always go back to those 3 years because there's two things. First of all, it was the quality of the people that I was dealing with. These people hadn't read Lenin or Marx. They just knew that their daughter was raped, that their farms were burned, that their church was burned down, that kind of stuff. Later on, what it also dawned on me was that here I am now 30 years old, and I am helping fight the very same monster that destroyed my family
Yeah.
and my first country.
Amen.
So there was a lot of good feeling there.
Yeah, and to get the opportunity, to get the opportunity to actually do that, but you sought it out. You went and sought that out.
My whole career was that. A lot of people, I remember when I made senior grade in the agency, people started coming out of the woodwork asking me for career advice. And I would say, go back to why you joined the agency and do
Explain
it.
senior grade for people who don't know.
Senior grade is for us is what flag rank is to the military. Okay, so that's you get SIS 1, 2, and 3, which is I was a SIS 2. This is like a GS for 17,
Right.
and so yeah, that's what that is.
So you don't expect us to call you sir because we were enlisted swine.
So was I.
All right, right on.
Nice.
Pararescue, come on,
Right.
man. You know they got crows now, but
Right.
back then they didn't have.
Well, my nephew just retired from the PJs. And,
Really?
Yeah, he just retired from the PJs. I just heard from him. Was out in Colorado actually to look for a job, and he just got hired on a job, and he might come down and be on one of the podcasts. Not this. I don't want him, smoking cigars and stuff. He's only 40.
Bad influence.
Where did you get a job?
I'm not sure. He went out to Colorado to interview, and he just shot me a text saying that when I sent him a picture of Rick, he said 2 old war horses, and I went, "Oh man!" So Rick's got me by a couple years.
Yeah, just a couple. Yeah.
I said, but yes, we're not plowing fields anymore.
That is too funny.
Yeah, but he was, and I'm extremely proud of him. He wanted to be a SEAL.
Really?
Yeah, and I said, why don't you look at the PJs? I said, you come out with a skill, being a medic, paramedic,
Yeah.
you roll right into that. They're getting a lot of toys now.
Oh yeah.
The
Well,
money-
we always say the thing with pararescues is we were so small. When I was in, we were less than 350 guys.
Right,
So I had my Submariner
right.
that was issued to me in 1972. Because I was a PJ.
It's
right?
tutor.
Yeah,
tutor,
tutor five.
Yeah, the tutors. And
Tutors
most
are
people
hard.
didn't even know you were
Yeah.
getting
Yeah.
most people didn't even know you were getting a Rolex.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I got my Rolex.
Yeah.
We were tuning up.
Yeah, but think about it. We didn't know back then that there were
Right.
Rolexes. Because you were a tutor. You didn't know it was a Rolex.
Right.
Yeah.
But a guy in my unit came over to me and said, "Hey, guy, I got this Rolex here. You want to buy it?" I said, "It's not a Rolex, is it?"
A Lolex.
Yeah. And he said, "No." I said, "All right, let me see the serial number," and felt the weight and all. So he said, "Are you interested in it?" And I said, "Can you give me 2 weeks?" And he said, I said, I'm interested. I want to buy it, but can you wait 2 weeks? And he said, "If you're serious, I'll wait." So I said, "I'm serious." So I went and bet the number on the World Series. And when Bill Buckner booted that ball going down first base and the Mets won, I saw it going down. I went, "Oh my God, I just lost that money." And he booted it, and I went, "Right on, I got a Rolex."
That's a great story. That is a great story.
That's it right
That's
there.
it.
That's it.
Well,
Swear to God.
my story with the tutor is that when
I lost mine in a divorce.
well, my condolences. A couple of years later, I went and bought at the BX. I bought a day, and I gave my dad the tutor, and my dad wore that watch forever. And everybody would go, "Wow, that's a nice watch." My son gave it to me. He
Oh, yeah.
earned it in pararescue.
Yeah, wow.
So when my dad passed away, that was the one thing I kept.
Yeah.
And I had it completely cleaned up. It's still original. The case is dated 1968.
Wow.
Yeah.
In COVID, during COVID, I had 6 Rolexes,
Really?
and I got rid of them all so that people could live and have
Right.
a payroll.
Wow.
Good
Well,
on you.
I would have had 6, Yeah, for
That's
real.
with the toast.
That is a toast. I would have had 6 if I didn't have to keep getting this thing fixed.
COVID
Yeah.
smacked me pretty good.
Yeah.
I had a Corvette I had to sell. I had more than just that. I had multiple watches and multiple things, but I got rid of everything so that people could actually have payroll. I didn't lose one employee. I didn't reduce any payrolls. I didn't lose one salaried employee or nothing. But everybody stayed.
Speaks volumes of your people.
Yeah, it does.
Speaks volumes.
And you still came out on top.
Yeah. Well, that's the fighting spirit. I think that's one of the commonalities here.
Yeah.
Is that if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. Yeah.
Well, you said you lost your Rolex in a divorce, right?
No, he
No,
did.
I didn't.
You did.
Yeah.
Well, I lost my Corvette in a divorce. So. I needed a lawyer and quick. Ups and downs. I think somebody was talking about
You
these
want to be an
linear.
entrepreneur? Just put your balls
things.
up on a table every day and let them walk at it.
Yeah. But here we sit, drinking a fine bourbon, smoking a fine
That's the
cigar
truth.
with good company.
Doesn't get any better than that.
No.
But we've earned it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the
Very
truth.
proud of that.
We got the bruises, the scars,
Yep.
and so do other people. But you know what? You still end up on top.
Yeah.
That's a fact. Now I have a partner every day that's a swim buddy,
Mm-hmm.
and you can enjoy it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So what's next for you?
I'm trying to get the book done in Spanish. With everything that's going on, as you know, the book.
Who are you doing? Who are you doing it with?
I'm meeting the individuals tomorrow. As a matter of fact, they're both published authors, and they're both Spanish speaking, and they're going to do more of a biography rather than redact the book. That's the plan for now. We'll see. But you know, with everything that's going on with Cuba, the message of the book, in the
Is it a
recent,
new book or just this book in Spanish?
it'll be this. Well, it'll be. They will read the book. They will interview me, and then do a biography. This is a
gotcha. So a
autobiography.
biography of you.
Right. So it'll be a biography of me, but based on, of course,
Got
what,
it,
what I
gotcha.
tell them and what they read and what they Googled and everything else. So, but you know, with the timing is important. The first reason I wrote the book, and Cofer Black, who was one of my bosses in the counter-terrorist center, my boss in the counter-terrorist center, who I later brought into Blackwater. You know,
Were you the guy?
I'm the guy that brought him in.
Ah.
I'm the guy that brought him in.
Interesting.
And he was on my case constantly about writing a book. You know, I've read a lot since I was a little kid. I got infected with reading very, very early on. So I always wanted to be special military. I always wanted to be James Bond. But the one thing that never, ever crossed my mind was being a best-selling author. And Cofer got on my case for quite a while. And then the tipping point was when I realized, you know, we have 141 stars. Actually, I think it's 144 now on our wall. And a third of those are post 9/11.
Jesus.
That means I sent some of those people in harm's way.
Yeah.
So my conscience kicked in again, and I decided to write the book because I
see
figured
your eyes watering right now.
it's a felt thing, you know. You feel it.
I mean, seriously, when you started telling this, your eyes started to water up.
Well, it doesn't happen often, but it's the stuff like this. Talking about my dad always does it too. But yeah, so the first thing was I wanted the sons and daughters of those individuals who were stars on the wall to be able to read something credible, realistic of what the agency really does. Not this Jason Bourne crap, American made.
That's not how it really is.
No. Tell me. Say it's not so.
Hold on. Give me some. Ouch.
Really? It's not like Jason Bourne?
No, I was not a maniacal assassin with 17 personalities. So,
I can't believe it.
Talk about PTSD. Good Lord.
So
Oh
that
my
that
God,
was
don't
that
get me
was that
fucking
was that
started
was one of the impetus behind the book. The second, of course, is I am a very avid anti-communist. I saw what it did to my family. I saw what it's done. I always tell people, name me a country that went communist that has actually prospered.
Yeah.
You're not a Harvard student?
No.
School of Hard Knocks. But you know,
George Mason.
but you know, I think it's timely that people hear that. But we're living today with a lot of people believing that that's the way to go. I mean,
It's ignorance. It's
it is ignorance.
And it's beyond
It is
ignorance because with the technology that you have now, that you could actually say, hey, name me one country that went communist that really flourished. They come back.
but that's fake. But that's fake. And that's what they'll come up with.
Yeah.
They hear what they want to hear.
Yep.
And those who have been downrange and have seen it and come back.
Bullshit. I say it all the time. Listen, you can say whatever you want, right? Name me
It's the
one
beauty of this
thing.
country.
They want to talk about Trump all the time, right?
Mm.
You may argue the fact that his delivery may be wrong,
Yeah.
right? But tell me something he's done wrong, right?
You know, in our business, results is what counts.
Yeah, you're
That's
not swapping
exactly
spit.
right.
with the
That's
guy.
what we grew up in. You
Yeah.
know, from our respective services, it's
That's it.
What did you accomplish?
Right.
You
It's,
know?
it's not about swapping spit with the guy.
No.
It's
I
about
don't
what are
care.
you doing for the country?
Yep.
And it's the
It's
collective.
task oriented.
Yes, he is.
It's always task oriented.
Yeah.
I say
You're
that
set out
he's,
to do a task. Did
yep.
you accomplish it?
Yeah.
I think he's playing three-level chess while everybody else is playing checkers.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
I think that's my line. Did you steal that from
Yeah,
me?
of course. I'm the CIA. I steal everything.
Oh, to Jason.
I like it. God bless you.
Oh my God. I think he's a 3D chess master
Yeah.
in a world of mediocre checker players.
So, if you had to wrap this up in any one story, give us a story that you could wrap this up in.
There are many. I mean, I started the Bin Laden Task Force in January of 1996 with Mike Scheuer. It was the Alex Station. I was chief of ops at the counter-terrorism center when 9/11 happened. I had insult to injury because we could have nailed them back then, thanks to Billy Waugh and company. And but of all the things that I did in the agency, I think those years with the Contras were the most rewarding.
Did you work with North?
I did not meet. We were good friends, but I met him after the fact. I actually met him during the Iran-Contra scandal because I was in front. Yeah, I was in front of the grand jury for that one,
Yeah.
because I was the guy on the.
I was in the
ground.
hospital when he was going through
Yeah.
jury.
So,
He was a good man.
he was a very, very good man. But you know, the beauty of this period. First of all, I talked about it a little earlier. Every person that I dealt with, at night I would grab a cup of coffee and go to a different fireplace with all the Contras, and not one of them said, "Oh well, I read Lenin and I don't believe in this." No, it was they raped my daughter,
Yeah.
they burned my church and beat up my priest. It was all personal. It was so pure.
Right.
But for me, later on, when I had a little time for introspection, is the fact that here I am now, 30 years old, and I'm helping fight the same monster that destroyed my family.
Yeah.
And that, for me, that was such an incredible satisfaction. And when I do public speaking, it's one of the things I try to explain to the folks is about purpose. I have never, in my 55 years of doing what I do, gotten up in the morning and go, oh shit, I gotta go to work.
Yeah.
Including when I was in the campus.
Amen.
On the contrary, when I was in the campus, we're like, all right, guys, let's go. So that I'm very proud of that. And I think that there was one particular mission that was very unique. You know, I got sent into the border there with no training. The agency recruited me, gave me alias docs, and sent me to Honduras.
I can't believe that.
Yes.
They sent you out with no training.
No training.
To do what you were going to do. That's fucking bullshit.
Well, no, it's not bullshit. It's true. Number one. Number two, I did have pararescue
I'll
training.
fuck with
You know,
you.
no, I know, but at the same time, there was a lot of things that I did not know. So I had people. The idea was the reason the book is called Black Ops. Black Ops in our world is those operations that the American hand has to be hidden, and this was definitely one of those. So I was there as a Honduran major, Major Alex Mendez, and but it was such a rewarding thing. So they came in and they said they needed we need to make a statement. We got to do an operation that really knocks the Sandinistas to let
Kind of
them
like
know.
the Doolittle thing, huh?
Yeah, you just like, hey, but this isn't a ragtag bunch of guys. We got. So I came up
You
again.
kick in the crotch.
You know, exactly, little left hook, and I came up with the idea of mosquito divers. I trained them, compass swims and everything.
Explain that again.
Yeah, mosquitoes are the Native Americans of Central America. They're part of the the Native American culture. Mixed a lot with black because of the slaves that came in there in the time, and they consider themselves autonomous. But anyway, there was 6 of them that were lobster divers. So I came up with the idea of blowing up Puerto Cabezas Pier. Puerto Cabezas was in the northeast of Nicaragua, and it was the belly button for all military supplies coming from Cuba, coming from Russia via Cuba into Puerto Cabezas. So I said, look, this is the belly button. I got guys that I can train, and we'll blow the crap out of it, and we did. And it's a really cool story because we went out there. I was in the water with them, and when I got back 2 days later, my boss showed me overhead of the place. It's the first time I ever saw satellite overhead, and there was this big gaping hole right in the middle of this thing. And
that's incredible.
Boy, I tell you, that was very, very rewarding for
Shut them down, huh?
And the beauty of it is that it was all that part of the mission was because of my pararescue training.
Right.
It was that scuba capability.
You can't make this up.
No.
Because the difference is when you go in with your training and your expertise and your ability to execute, right? Using that natural execution with local expertise, right? It has such a different execution, and the ability to be able to give that kind of result is a whole different level.
But when you bring in the locals to do it, and you have somebody goes in there, wins that confidence, minds and hearts,
Yeah.
goes in there and brings the locals in to actually do it. There's a lot of chest thumping going on with the locals, and that's what spins
and it delivers a
spins
whole
it.
different.
Absolutely.
And people just don't get it.
Yeah. Well, hopefully some people that don't believe that will watch this
And read the book.
and read the book.
I hope so.
I'll tell you, I am.
Thank you.
Matter of fact,
If you haven't read the book, Buck Ops, please pick it up and read it. This is a book worth reading.
Going to keep them at number 1. Have you been to number 1 yet?
Number 8.
We're going to number 1.
Please
Number 1.
read this book.
Yeah.
This book is a book worth reading. This is a gentleman that left Castro and left when he was literally a child. 8 years old, right?
I turned 11 in the orphanage. I left when I was 10.
10.
I was 8 when the revolution actually kicked in. Yeah.
It's worth reading. And literally left communism. And if you're interested in how we, as an American citizen, understands why we want to become an American, and this gentleman left communist Cuba, became an American, served his country, not only as a pararescue, but then went on to become CIA, went back, served, chased down Osama bin Laden, then went to work with Blackwater, came back, now became number 8.
Number 8.
Number 8.
Bestseller.
New York's bestseller. Read the book. We want to send him to become number 1 New York's bestseller.
And I got to ask a question, and obviously you don't have to answer it if it's classified or anything. Have you ever been back to Cuba?
I can't. First of all, I had a slight fig leaf when I retired because I retired open. Because after being chief of ops during 9/11, I was meeting with every service that they knew who I was. So it was kind of stupid to be telling my neighbors who were Secret Service that I was State Department, which they never believed anyway. That my neck was too big, and so
number 3 pencil.
number 3 pencil. Yeah. So yeah, but imagine after the book. With the success that it's had, if I set foot in there, they put an ounce of cocaine in my suitcase, and I'd be, he left Cuba, joined CIA, now he's smuggling.
Now
I'll
he's
be in a
smuggling
Cuban
stuff.
jail for 20 years.
Right.
So, I mean, that's my dream, to be able to visit, you know, where my grandfather's buried, you know, where my house
Oh,
was,
shame.
you know, and even though it's going to be nothing like what I remember, but just that spiritual energy of going
Yeah.
into your roots, which is,
It's
again,
such a beautiful, like I said, I told you before we went on air, I've been there. I love, you know, I've driven Harleys up and down. I have pictures of me at the Capitol. You know, people don't even know that our, what is it? What's the beautiful hotel we have up here? Breakers
Breakers.
is built
Based on what was
based
down
on
there.
what's down in Cuba,
Ah,
right? It's an exact copy.
wow.
you know,
of what's there.
I did not know that.
To show you what communism does. In 1959, when Castro took over, we were middle class. My dad had a '57 Pontiac, a deuce and a half, and a Jeep. We
Took
had
an Army deuce and a half?
yep.
Holy smokes.
He had we had a TV and a telephone in our house. That's solid middle class America. And fast forward to what you see, the decay, you know, and how that totally unraveled. You know, it's just boggles the mind that people do not go past the headlines.
I mean, we heard for a while there after Venezuela, for a while there, that they were getting pretty boisterous down there about their displeasure with not having power and so forth. You know, I just started thinking about that. Last couple of weeks, I haven't heard anything about that.
Wonder why?
Do you have something to do with that? Never
Ah,
mind.
it's good
Never
bourbon.
mind.
Good bourbon, isn't it?
It's a good bourbon.
It is a good bourbon. And I should probably get a little more.
I think it
Absolutely. you need bourbon.
You know, when that happened, when Venezuela happened, I started doing a little research about that and understanding the Cuban influence in there.
Oh my God, they ran it. They ran the Intel service. But you know, the agency had a lot to do with that operation.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And the fact that we had geolocated him to a gnat's ass, we knew exactly where he was going to be and where he was at.
Probably how many steps to that safe room.
Yep, and we had very good penetrations of his service. For me, the highlight was the fact that he had 38 Cuban bodyguards and they all died.
Unfortunate.
No.
Yeah. I was joking. That was the joke.
So yeah, I see the light at the end of the tunnel. I think people that have been enslaved literally for 65
It's a
years.
good use of the word, enslaved.
Enslaved. You figure you don't own anything. There's no
And
electricity.
I don't think our citizens understand the fact of what it's like. I've been there. I've been to Cuba. I've seen how they live. I understand. I bring down to it. I help a school down in Cuba that they don't even have version 1 of an iPhone.
Yeah.
They don't even have Barbie dolls. They don't have clothes. I bring down a suitcase full of version 2, version 1 iPads so that they can unlock them and use them. When I leave there, I'm in tears.
Of course.
Right?
Pretty bad. Yeah, hopefully that gets resolved soon.
Listen, I know we got to wrap this up. I want to present you, it's just a small token, but it's the Padron family wanted you to have one of the cigars that we're smoking for you to take with you.
Thank you.
If you have one of those. And they wanted you to know anytime you want to smoke one of their cigars, they'll gladly give you one.
Well, I'm gonna tell you a little story that has to do with my dad and cigars. My dad was an avid cigar smoker. He was Cuban, and of course his father was in the business. And when my dad put me on a plane to come to the United States, he swore that he would never smoke again.
Really?
Really?
And he never did. He lived with me for the last 5 years of his life, and I would sit out in the lanai with a cigar and go, "Pops, it's been 65 years, dude. Come on, smoke some." Nope. I swore.
Why would
promised-
he do it?
Because that was his penance, his sacrifice. He said to God, "If I see my son again, I will never smoke another cigar."
Huh.
And he didn't. and we would sit, and I'll be doing this without him there, but except in
Yeah,
the spirit.
thinking about it, yeah.
I'll wear the watch, because that's one of the things that I do with the watch, like birthdays, baptisms, weddings. I always wear the watch because I feel that it puts him there. So when I go back, tell Mr. Padron that I'm going to be enjoying this in honor of my dad.
Wow.
I will.
No.
Matter of fact, you know what I'll do is I'll give you his number so you can call him.
It'll be my honor.
Oh, that's great. Well,
He'd love to hear from you.
Rick, thanks so much for being on the show.
Oh, thank you for having me, guys.
And great seeing you again.
Yeah,
Don't
same.
forget
Great
you have a
meeting
little
you.
gift for him. You have a little gift for him.
Oh, I do. But please, not on the ride home. This is a bottle horse soldier,
Yes, and I'm
which
very well.
I think some of those guys were down at the Bay of Pigs actually a long time ago.
I wouldn't doubt it.
So
Thank you very much. This is good stuff.
thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you very much, guys. Real honor and pleasure to see you again, and definitely pleasure to meet you. I hope it repeats.
Yeah, I hope
And
so
listen,
too.
one of these days we do fireside chats
Oh, cool.
with our veterans.
All right.
And we'd love to have you down here for a fireside chat with the veterans. You know about Warrior Saving Farm.
Yes,
and
of
it's
course.
a vocational school for them.
Oh, that's
Marty and I
great.
run it, and
And-
Guy is a big part of it. We'd love to have you down here with the veterans. And
You know, Pete, guys like us who have served, you never feel that you've done enough. And I'm involved. As a matter of fact, I just got on the board of the 𝐤𝐻 Memorial to help them make the reality of honoring all the people that we lost. Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, CIA, FBI, that we lost in the 𝐤𝐻. And so anything like that's for our troops, count me in.
That's great to hear. Great to hear. And can I come over too?
of course,
Oh, thank you. Love to come over. See you again, man. Maybe
Absolutely.
we'll get another cigar out of Pete.
Yeah, hopefully not 20 some years
Oh my
apart.
God. That's way too long.
but
Way
I
too
know.
long.
it's an open invitation anytime you want.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Appreciate the hospitality.
Well, thanks for being here.